All right, everybody, I am doing a quick little review of this Canon R50 camera here. And as you can see, I got mine in white. It does come with two colors, one with white, one with black. And this camera is, I believe the megapixels is about 24 megapixels, 24.5, I want to say. You can get it for about $579.99 on Canon.com. The original price is $679.99, and I'm sorry, it's actually 24.2 megapixels. The camera is a CMOS APS-C sensor. It is a 4K camera as well, up to 35 FPS per second, which is frames per second. And it is also dual pixel CMOS AF2. The camera, like I said, it came in two colors. I got the white. The lens here is also at, I don't know if y'all can see that. It is 18-45 millimeter. I don't know if that's correct. Again, I'm still kind of amateur with the cameras here. But that is your camera kit that it comes with, or the camera lens that it generally will come with here. Again, you have your back here. I do like that it actually comes with a optical, or the viewfinder here. It also does open up as well, which I will show y'all. And I like that too. So if you want to vlog, or if you want to kind of just see, what you're shooting, it does move around. It does flip over as well. So nice little feature there. And again, let me just kind of get y'all a good little view there. So again, you can flip it over and close it, or you can have it open and close it here. The back, you have your info. Of course, you have your dials here. You have your negative, or your white balance here. You have your autofocus and your manual focus right there. Your timer and your shutter settings, or not your shutter settings, but basically how many pictures you want to take there. And then you have your delete button right here. You have your play button, and of course your menu button right there. And then this is the set button, which we'll go more into that a little later, but just kind of showing you a little bit of what everything is. You have these right here, which is your magnifying. If you want to zoom in a little bit more when you're viewing at pictures, you can. On the top, it does have a hot shoe where you can attach a microphone. It already actually has a flash here, so that is the cool feature there that I do like, is that it actually comes with a flash here already. And of course, you just slip that back down, but it does have a hot shoe in case you want to add a microphone to it as well. On top, again, it does say EOS R50, and there is your in-house microphone that it already comes with as well, which honestly, the audio feature is really not that bad. So even without a microphone, I will say that the footage that I have taken is fairly decent. Which I can try to get you a little bit more sample of that. Again, here's your record button right there for quick record. You have your dial here to change some of the features like your shutter speed and your aperture. Of course, there's your shutter button right there, and your ISO right there. And of course, you have your dials here. It's got your typical dials that come with any camera. You've got your manual feature, you've got your shutter feature, you have, again, the aperture, you have a programmable feature right there. And then, of course, it has your auto intelligent for people like me who just are still kind of learning. And then when I just want to take a quick picture that I know is going to come out fairly decent, I just pick that one. And then, of course, you have your video settings as well here. You have a scene selector for different scenes like sunny day, cloudy day, etc. And then you have filters right there. So again, very nice camera. I enjoy it. Sorry, I got out of focus there for a second. So yeah, let's turn it on, shall we? So there you go. It will come on, and then you're gonna take this off right there. And then you need to adjust, of course, the lens for the shooting position. All right, so I have turned the camera on, as y'all can see, and it's gonna say set lens to shooting position. So of course, take off the cap, and you wanna just do that. And then as you can see, here is the camera. If you see really close, I don't know if y'all can see in there, there you go. You might be able to see that. I'm gonna bring it up close. And there is the viewfinder. The viewfinder itself is digital, which is cool. I actually really enjoy that feature a lot. The screen itself is touch screen, so I actually like that as well. You do have the option to turn it off if you want, but you know, it's really just your preference here. Of course, you can focus you know, on your image by pressing it a little bit with the focus box. If you want to turn that off, you can. See, that way, you know, you don't have to have that there. I mean, it'll still focus, but if you don't want the square there, you can just turn it off. The cue basically is just giving you, and I'll go back here, this here, which is the cue. You just hit that and it brings you to your features on the screen. So if you want your autofocus, you want a one shot, or you want you know, basically just kind of tells you how the autofocus works with one shot. You know, you have AI focus, you have this mode, servo, for focusing on moving subjects, so it just kind of varies. Basically it gives you the focus if, you know, you want to track a subject. Basically you could do that. This is here, and I like that it actually breaks down what each of these are. So it says choose image size and quality, so this is where you go and choose all of your images and your qualities. Here you have raw, you can do you know, actually it basically just kind of breaks down of what size that you want. And if you notice the different sizes that you're picking, it changes the amount of pictures. Like, you know, you have it's basically like the resolution in the picture here. So if you pick this one, you have up to and the memory card I have in here is big, so I can shoot up to 8,237 pictures. It kind of shrinks it down again, 7,878. So it just varies, of course. I just kind of keep it as is, honestly, so I'm just gonna leave it. You know, you have anti-flicker shoot, you have auto white balance, you can fix your balance here, picture style, you know, it just kind of gives you just different here. Fine detail, landscape, portrait. I just do auto for right now. You have your filters, which I also enjoy. Fisheye effect. You've got art bold effect. You've got water painting effect. Toy camera effect. Miniature effect. I just kind of turn that off there. And of course you can change your ratio. So 3:2, 4:3, 16:9, 1:1. I would just kind of keep it on a 16:9, but you can change it. Your info again just kind of shows you what you have loaded so far. You can continue to kind of change it up here by pressing the info button, which is also the display button in a sense. So you can kind of change how you want to see what's on your camera here by hitting this here. So again, it's really just your preference. You have your histogram, and you have your little metering and your kind of your focus area, and again you can just take it all off if you want. Again, these buttons here, this just kind of, a lot of these are kind of end up being shortcuts, but if you press here, it's going to take you to your autofocus and your ISO.
but it basically just kind of gives you different zones here, you know, different autofocus areas, 1-point autofocus, spot autofocus, and then your it's basically the ISO and the autofocus right here. Then again, same thing. If you press this, and again, this is on auto, so a lot of the features will kind of just be repetitive because auto kind of does a lot for you. So you just kind of press that there. Your set here, again, it's just the same thing. If you hit set, it's going to just take you where everything is. Again, this button here is your white balance. This one here is to change your autofocus to manual or auto. Again, and then you set it. Your delete button, of course, if you're deleting or reviewing pictures. So you can hit delete if you wanted to, which we're not going to do. And again, yeah. And then here, right here, you press that. This is where you get the amount of pictures you want. Single shooting, high speed continuous again, low speed. You have your self timer. And that goes up to 10 seconds, 2 seconds, or self timer continuous, and then you can choose how many pictures you want. So yeah, so I go to single shooting, and of course your menu, again, it's going to be a little different here, but we'll kind of go in the beginning. So we'll kind of start here in the very beginning because it's got a lot of menu, and I will kind of zoom by this a little bit for y'all here. So this is of course your camera, so you have your image quality, you know, all of your exposure, your ISO speed settings. Just go back, HDR shooting, HDR mode. Again, I'm just going to kind of skim through these because, you know, it's a lot to cover and you could actually just go through it as well. But this is basically where you would find a lot of your information for your camera. So this is like your camera settings, what you want when you're shooting the pictures and everything. Touch shutter, you can disable that. So you can touch the screen and it'll shoot the picture, which I like to disable because I accidentally be shooting pictures while I'm touching the screen sometimes. So again, that goes there. And when you're done, it just kind of goes to the next setting. So you have your autofocus. This is just your focus information. So this is how you choose to view your pictures. You can protect the images, rotate the still. So this is where you would go. Creative assist, you know, that's something you could play around with. Playback, creative filters, red eye correction, resize, slideshow. And then this is like where you go to connect it to smartphone or computer. This is where you would go to set all that features up, or set all those features up there. Wi-Fi settings, because this camera is wireless Wi-Fi, so you download the app and you can connect it to your phone and connect it to where you can either shoot from your phone or you can also just download the pictures from your phone. Again, this is just where you can, you know, do other settings here. You can format the card, change your date and time, the language, your mode guide, your feature guide. You can turn up the beeps or turn off the beeps, lower the volume of the camera. You can do power saving. So this is kind of where you go here for just more information regarding other settings of the camera, basically. You know, you have your viewfinder display, if you want it to be an auto, touch control standard. So I really don't mess with all of this, but again, if you know what you're looking for or what you specifically want, you could do that. This is for your ISO. You can go here and customize a lot of things. This camera is customizable, so you can customize certain buttons if you want, which I just never do. Again, this is another customization screen, so I don't really do that. So that's kind of in a nutshell what the menu screen offers. Then of course, like I said, play button, you can just hit the play. If you want to go back, just hit info. Or no, actually, I'm sorry. If you hit info, you could look at the different, you know, what is in this picture, like your histogram, what you know, it was shot with, like the aperture and the shutter speed, what the ISO was of the picture. So it's kind of good to see, you know, what settings was used when you shoot the picture, basically. Or if you want to see, you know, like I said, what, you know, the ISO is, or what the balance is, what colors were used, all of that stuff. So if you're really just looking for all of that, you can go in there and look at basically the details of the picture. So, and of course, if you want to just go back, you could hit the shutter button. It'll take you back. All right, and then lastly, I just want to talk about the different shooting modes as well on the dial of the camera. So of course, we're going to start, I'm just going to do this back. So we are going to go with Scene Intelligent Auto, and it pretty much tells you what it does here. And then you could, of course, get a better detail or read about it a little bit more. But basically, this is your auto scene detection. So you just hit OK, and you have all of your you know, your menu here, that what it basically sets. You can go here and configure the optimal settings for the scene. So you can just do that, which is advanced AI. You can do this, which is creative bracketing, or you can just do creative assist. I kind of just leave it as is. Again, and hold on, I went too fast for y'all, but let me go back here. Hi, Kiwi. It's the cat, y'all. So here, you can click that, and then you have your presets. You have a background blur. So, say for example, we're gonna go ahead. I don't know if y'all could see that. No, probably not. But anyways, you can do a background blur there. You can adjust the brightness of the screen. Notice how it goes from dark to light. And just hit OK. Your contrast, which again I'm not gonna mess with here. You have your saturation, your color tone. So again, you kind of get the gist of what it comes with. Monochrome, of course, you can pick your different types of shades here. You can choose how you want the pictures to be shot, whether it's raw. Again, I think I went over this on the last time, but it's just another area you can go to, which I'm just going to keep this right here on raw. Again, touch shutter. So I just turned on the touch shutter, right? If you just, it just kind of takes a picture when you touch it. Again, I don't like that because, you know, you could accidentally just take a picture and then you're just there. So that's pretty much for auto. If you flip it over here, this is hybrid auto. So then again, kind of just breaks it down. It says clips of scenes before each shot are combined into a digest movie. So basically what it's doing is, like, when you take a picture, it will also kind of take a small little video. So I wonder if I can just actually take a little sample of that. So here I'm going to shoot. It says busy, please wait, right? So it's basically doing the little video snippet, right? So then we'll hit that, and then boom, you have a little video. So it basically takes a small little video. And that was it. So before you shoot the picture, which is the picture right there, it just takes a small little video, which, I don't know, I mean, that's kind of cool. I like that. If you like that kind of stuff. I mean, I haven't really messed with it, but if you like that, that's fine. And then we'll of course just delete it, which you can. And again, there's my pictures there. So that's what that is. You have your scene selection. So another, you know, different thing. You can just choose your scenes here, which I enjoy a lot. You can have your panning, which, you know, automatic. And again, it's going to explain everything. So it says automatically set the shutter speed for panning, reduces subject blurring with compatible lenses. Close up. If you're taking a picture of food, you're taking a picture of handheld night scene, HDR backlight control, silent shutter. So you could just do all of that, really. Actually, let me go all the way because we have more. Self-portrait. Portrait. So it just kind of gives you all sorts of things. Smooth skin if you want to smooth your skin out. Group photo. Landscape. Panoramic shots. Sports. Kids. panning. So again, all these choices, it actually has a lot of great options for you. So that's really cool about this camera as well. Creative filters, again, you gotta love the filters. I love filters. So I know we kind of briefly went over this earlier, but you have your HDR, art embossed, HDR, art vivid, and it's going to give you a little sample basically of what everything looks like. Miniature effect, toy camera effect, and oops, now I'm going too far here. Water painting effect, which you probably cannot see that. Fisheye, I love the fisheye actually. Soft focus, if you want to shoot something that's just obviously you want a softer focus, you could do that. Grainy, black and white, you can choose to just do black and white, and that's really it. So not a lot of the filters here, but hey, it's cool. So I'll just do like a little shot of one of them there, if it lets me, because now I may not be able to. So, and then basically that's what it looks like. You probably can't really tell, but it's like got the art embossed in it. So compare that again. I don't know, that was a bad example, but anyways, that's what that does there. Then you have your, sorry, I'm not even showing y'all. Of course, this is just the video mode. So movie recording, you can choose the mode, whether it's HDR movie or movie auto exposure. So and again, it will explain each of them for you. So if you want to choose it, I always just choose HDR movie, and it's basically shoot movies that retain more detail in bright image areas. You have your manual mode for all the pros out there, and this is where you get to choose all of your settings. As you can see, you have your I believe that is your f-stop, or I'm sorry, your shutter speed. And then you have your f-stop here, and you can choose that. And then you can choose the white balance, and then you can choose the ISO, which it's auto as well, but if you want to just play around with it, you can. So yeah, this is really for if you know what you're doing. Aperture priority, so you can actually, let me go back to that. So you can choose basically your aperture here. So I was just kind of reading that. And again, that's just to kind of, if you want to just choose the aperture, which is the f-stop, to control the amount of light that goes to the, the picture, then that's where you would pick that. The TV button here, which is shutter priority. Again, adjust the shutter speed to make moving subjects look still or capture motion blurring. So again, this is if you just want to, it's going to do everything else for you basically, except the shutter speed. So you can choose the shutter speed to your liking. Program, so again, I don't do any of this, but you can if you want to program the shutter speed and aperture, basically to your liking. That's something that you can also pick. I just don't really do that. I don't really mess with that. And that's really it for that, for the top, guys. So also, again, like I said, it has the flash here, which I didn't show y'all, but there's the flash. So if you want to just enable the flash, you simply just pick it up and it'll tell you flash on, which is just going to have the flash, right? Or again, I just kind of do this. Or if you just want the auto flash, you can just pick the auto flash as well. So again, that's kind of what you can do with that. So again, there's the picture right there. I'm just gonna delete that. So anything else with this? Oh yeah, here you go. Forgot to show y'all. This does have a mic jack, so you can connect a microphone to the camera. Okay. And here is where you can do the HDMI, and you can plug in a Thunderport cable here, the C cable, I should say, or you can do the HDMI out, C-type USB, I should say. So that's that. Battery compartment is down here, which let me go ahead and turn it off for y'all. And it does take a memory card, just SD. Of course, here is the battery right here. It's very small, and it does take a, you can use a plug-in. I believe the camera, yeah, the camera does come with a charger that you can plug to the wall. You just take the battery out, put it in the charger, plug it in the wall. So that is really it, y'all, about this. Again, I didn't really go into full detail. I just kind of wanted to always give y'all the brief specs of this camera, and just briefly go over the menu options and of course the dials. I enjoy it. I will be sure to include some sample pictures and videos that I have of this camera. I think I might have some videos. Well, yes, I will. I'll have a video for y'all just to kind of show y'all what the camera does. But yeah, just in a nutshell, it's an awesome camera. It records video, does take great pictures, and if you are into vlogging, you could also use this camera to vlog. So I enjoy it, and I would say that it is a good beginner camera for the camera enthusiast, or if you're wanting to vlog, this camera I would say is a good beginner camera. So anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe.